Today's podcast is sponsored by Microsoft's new podcast, Security Unlocked. Find Paul Thurrott over there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Paul,
I woke up another day.
Paul, I'm gonna read you something, and you have to tell me how you feel about this.
Okay.
Ready?
Like emotionally?
Yeah,
Or...
emotionally, securely, confidently. Yep. Windows Feature Experience Pack 120.2212.31.0.
Wow. First of all, love the branding on that.
Yeah.
So you're referring to the Windows Feature Experience Packs that they're now testing through the beta channel. Got to get all those words right in the Windows Insider program.
Yep.
A lot of stuff going on here, Brad, honestly. People probably forget this, but back in the day when we had service packs, Microsoft briefly flirted with, and I believe, I know they released at least one thing called a feature pack. They also had option packs. Remember that the first version of IIS, I believe, was delivered through an NT4 option pack, and then it became part of Windows 2000 or whatever. So this is a way to update features that are part of the operating system outside of the feature update release cadence. Sorry for using that term. This is something that mobile platform makers have already started doing. You'll see that a lot of Android components are now updated through the Play Store. And the rationale behind that is obvious, right? And it's interesting. If you look at the first two features that they're updating in this feature pack, they're not very impressive, but they are things that are part of the operating system, like the snipping tool, snipping.
Yeah, I think it's called snipping tool.
Whatever it's called, yeah, that thing, and then also the touch keyboard, right? So these are, you could say, well, there's no reason they couldn't be apps that are delivered through the store, I guess, but they're not. They're system components, and they want to be able to update them, outside of the OS release or support, whatever it is, updating schedule, whatever. It makes sense, but it's Microsoft and it's the Windows team, and when has anything they've ever done gone right? I mean. The cynical way to look at this is the twice-a-year feature update system, the Windows as a service, does not work, right? Everyone knows this. No one would claim otherwise. This twice-a-year thing was always baloney. The past 2 years, the second feature update was really just a cumulative update that eased things quite a bit. And, they see this. They can claim otherwise, but they understand, Microsoft, that they need to do something a little more seamless than what they've been doing. So this is a step in the right direction. I'm still going to make fun of it, but it's a step in the right direction.
Here's my theory on this. This is how they are going to do bigger feature updates for Windows going forward. Because
bigger feature updates.
Think about it from this way. Not like every single feature is going to come through these experience packs, but think of it this way. You're an enterprise. You don't want all that new crap. You want stability, you want everything else. So what are they going to do in the fall when they're supposedly doing a larger update? Well, I bet a bunch of them are going to be coming through these experience packs is what they're going to be including. And they'll be like, look, you're an IT pro, you're an enterprise, just block these. These. They'll never touch your system. You're still going to get the same stability. And the consumers, hey, you want these awesome, widgets or whatever they are? Install these.
It's more like consumers, you are going to get these. I think.
Yeah, that's probably more fair, but
but yeah, you're right. No, that's a good point. The other thing that's interesting about this, and it's kind of funny, it's really not in the scope of things. What they're doing right now is not. It's like, what is this? But it's not that big of a deal. I mean, there has been a lot of uncertainty with the Windows Insider program in recent months because they've changed the program such that what used to be the fast ring, which is now called the dev channel, is no longer targeting a specific version of Windows. So it's kind of nebulous, like. The features from that they're testing in there could appear in any of the upcoming or even released versions of Windows 10, I guess, depending on how they do it. But then the beta version, which used to be the slow ring, which is where this is appearing, to date has been testing the next version of Windows 10. Well, we've already released the next version of Windows 10. They haven't moved on to the next version. So some of the speculation about next year is that this release cadence, again, I apologize, that we've settled on for the past 2 years is changing yet again, that the big release won't be 21H1, but will be 21H2. And, okay, so what are we doing for 21H1? Mary Jo believes, and I'm not sure where this comes from, but she believes that possibly what we're going to see is a Windows 10X release in 21H1. And This kind of supports at least half of that claim, which is that this is the feature update targets the most recently released version of Windows 10, which is 20H2.
Hmm.
So this is a way to, in the first half of next year, deliver feature updates, if you will, to the currently shipping version of Windows 10. There may not be a 21H1, right? Or if there is, it might be yet another, small cumulative type update. So a lot going on here for kind of a small thing.
Yeah, I think this is much bigger than it really seems. I think this is start of a new direction. And I think it's definitely like if you're wanting to pay attention to what Windows is doing, I think this is the thing that sort of, I think curveball is the wrong word, but it changes the trajectory that we have seen up until this date.
Yeah. And like I said, the H1, H2 thing that we've had for the past 2 years seems like an acceptable compromise, compared to what we used to do, 2 major feature updates. But this is yet another nuanced, change to it. And who knows, 2021 might be a kind of a one-off year where things change up, for whatever reason, but because of 10X perhaps. But we'll see. Yeah, this makes sense. It makes sense because anyone who has, I think the iOS probably does this too, but I'm more familiar with Android. The way that Google releases these kind of system updates via the App Store works. Feature updates, by the way, are not coming through the App Store, or the whatever they're calling it, the feature experience packs or whatever. They'll still be delivered through Windows Update, but being able to update the operating system outside of that normal updating process actually is sophisticated and modern, and I think is smart.
Security Unlocked is a new podcast where Microsoft security evangelists Nick and Natalia take a closer look at the latest innovations in threat intelligence, security research, data science, and with a special focus on demystifying artificial intelligence and machine learning. Be sure to listen in and subscribe with the links down in the description below. Other good ideas, Paul?
Yes.
They involve more dynamic backgrounds. If you didn't like the one color option that you had,
or they're just the wallpaper, I guess, right?
Up until yesterday, like if you want a dynamic background, it was like you get that. That's it. And now there's like 5 or 6 or something.
What I want is the dynamic background we had in Windows Vista, where it was like yellow and green, and like the animated version of the stock Vista wallpaper or whatever.
I really want the Matrix background. I think that would.
Yeah, that would be good. It's just colors though. It looks like, right? I haven't even checked for this update, but
I still think that it would be nice if you could like sync these between your Xbox and your desktop. That would be fancy.
Dude, you can't sync things between your computer and your computer.
I know. This is why I kind of went on that rant yesterday.
Why would you introduce? Also, Microsoft just fixed the performance in the dashboard. Let's screw it up. Let's do some animated stuff. Seriously, just leave it alone, people. You don't sit there and look at the screen. Just go to the game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. For those who aren't on the Twitters, Paul and I were talking yesterday. It's about like the Apple M1. And I said the M, the reason why Apple called it the M in M1 is that the M stands for Mail, because Apple's Mail app will actually sync across devices, unlike Windows 10.
Honestly, for all the stuff going on with Windows 10, whatever you think of anything, whatever Microsoft is and is not doing, the thing they should be doing, one of the things they should be doing is related to this. They should really go back and readdress what syncs when you sign into a Windows 10 computer, dramatically explode the number of options, and provide an online dashboard where you can go sign into your Microsoft account at that site, go to your sync settings and wipe them out and make them default again if that's what you want, or turn off, turn on from there, so that the next time you sign into Windows 10 using your Microsoft account, this is what I just described is also sophisticated and smart. Not my description of it. But the idea of it. It's not, I didn't invent it, but it's also like kind of obvious, isn't it? Like why doesn't it do this? Like we have 4 or 5 vague categories of things that sync. They're not complete. There's no way to look at what they are. When I started writing the Windows 10 book, I had Raphael dive into the system to find out exactly which features do sync. And it's a really short list. And they're not transparent about it at all. And that's something I'd love to see fixed.
Yeah, I know we are a little bit on the outlier of we use a lot of different devices. Actually, I was just, while you were talking, I was thinking I use 3 Windows PCs every single day. I use this laptop right here, which I log into, which has like our content that we're talking about right now. I have the podcast box that is recording this right now, which is over there. And then I have my primary box upstairs, which is where I do like my daily productivity for the most part. And like this machine, which I touch every single day, I still don't have all my email accounts actually logged in.
It's a huge pain to do that in the mail app. You mean, like, because you have to manually go in and say, this is look. You're right. We're outliers in a sense. Like, I review laptops. In my sight line, I can see probably 12 laptops. But that's the point. We're seeing an accelerated view of the normal experience. Like, we are the canary in the coal mine. Like, we're the people Microsoft should be listening to when it comes to this stuff, because now that there are 1 billion people on Windows 10, that means the next time they upgrade, it's going to be Windows 10 again. And that experience should be great. And right now that experience is not great. You shouldn't have to spend hours manually navigating around the system, flipping switches and making changes, or spending months where you open something and you're like, what is this? Why am I back at the Bing search engine? Why? No, I mean, whatever. Like, why do I have to figure out all my email passwords and do that again and turn off focused inbox and whatever it is? It's that should all be remembered. This is not sophisticated. This is just obvious.
I agree.
Anyway, yeah.
And in a thrilling conclusion to yesterday's outgoing drama, it did snow. We got about...
I forgot to ask that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got about like an inch maybe out there. Like, we got home from school yesterday, and my daughter's like, we got to go play in the snow. And there was like 1/16 of an inch of snow out there. And like, we're out there playing in it, and it's
she
snowing.
Has little hands. That might be good. Like little ice cube sized snowballs, whatever she does. Yeah.
Anyways, she's all jazzed that we're going to build a snowman today with the 1 inch of snow that is now in the yard. In the yard.
It might be a snow child, man, or a snow child, I guess.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Today's podcast is sponsored by Security Unlocked, a new Microsoft podcast. Make sure to check out the links in the description below or go to aka.ms/securityunlocked.